Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Hoary Marmot. And we have John Zirkle today.
Yes,
The
director of WMPAC, friend of the pod. You may remember Jay-Z from one of our very first episodes in which we played Ski Run or Strip Club.
Mhm.
It's a classic Hoary Marmot episode. Many people have said it's our soup Nazi. So thank you very much,
Yeah.
John, for giving us that.
Shout out to Chet Snob.
And Mary's Bush.
Yeah. Oh,
Man,
God, I
you
forgot
guys-
about that one too.
You guys are sharp. We're going to have to play round 2 at
I
some
know.
point.
So how much do you miss us? That's our first question.
Oh.
Very important
You
question.
guys, I wake up every morning and I set out bowls of Cheerios next to mine and I write Joe and Michelle inside the little Cheerios in the milk. It's a daily thing. That's how much I miss you. It's borderline stalker.
We would have come back if it had been Panda Puffs. If you had said, listen, I set out bowls of Panda Puffs,
Dang it.
I might have been back. Cheerios are a little too bland for me.
But you
But
guys
we miss you too.
But you're still here. You're still part
We're
of the
still
Montana
around.
community.
Yes.
Come on.
Totally.
Absolutely. But it's not the same when we don't get to see you every day and hear that lovely baritone voice.
And we don't get to write. We don't get to write community theater skits about people getting murdered on the mountains, and
No.
it was a time.
We could still do that. We could still do that this way.
We could
Maybe after we get done recording. That's what we'll do.
absolutely.
It feels a little different when you enter WMPAC this season, I noticed. Talk about the facelift that you guys got.
Yeah, for 10 years, the Warren Miller Performing Arts Center, beautiful inside, but a lot of times when people would drive up, it was kind of like, wait a second, am I on the campus of a school? Where am I? Where's the entrance to the theater? And so luckily when the school was doing its campus expansion over the last few years, we saw an opportunity. We jumped in and we really wanted the exterior of WMPAC to kind of be the beacon that it actually is for what we're trying to do culturally in the region. So we painted it black. We put some really sleek exterior linear lighting all around the facility. We put the letters WMPAC on the vertical, kind of like JCPenney. I don't know if you remember that JCPenney branding.
Yes.
We really were inspired by that.
Nice throwback.
And then we put a really
First person ever is inspired by JCPenney.
Oh, come on.
I had a lot of old Christmas clothes from there. I remember I always got my Christmas sweaters and my plaid shirts, just like what Joe's got on.
For sure. Oh yeah, thank
but
you.
no,
For the husky youth, this one.
and then we have a really great new entrance canopy that's lit up at night. But we only light it up when we have shows on, just so we can be respectful of our neighbors.
Very cool.
And now people don't think that they're just going to be walking into a gymnasium anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if people ever really thought that, but it's a little bit more clear on where the entrance is. Oh, and we also have these two really beautiful public art installations just outside. There are these pieces that were fabricated from old mining steel templates. They were welded together, which is kind of a really nice creative throwback to our mascot, the Ophir Miners. Which is a really cool, subtle thing when you walk in, and they look kind of like performers. There's one that's kind of looks like they're in a flourish, and the other one is taking a bow. So next time you come in, take a look at those two public art sculptures.
Very artsy.
I will
Yeah.
definitely check
I
it
like
out.
it.
So this conversation was supposed to be about, I just developed an accent, a little bit Canadian. Don't know.
They really
it was-
closed off. Michelle's getting into the WMPAC vibe.
Anyway, so this conversation was supposed to be about upcoming shows, but I do have a question. Do you have any magical moments from the shows that have already happened this season?
Yeah, so we're halfway through the 23-24 season. We like to view it having two components. There's a fall component and a winter component. We just started our winter season on Wednesday with an awesome...
At least somebody did.
Yeah, right? Hey, well, I want there to be more snow, but there is a part of me that thinks when there's a little less snow, people are a little bit more creative about how they spend their evenings, and that might include WMPAC, which is great because our shows are doing really great this season. We've had a lot of excitement starting out. The circus show on Wednesday was really fun. It was great. We had people hanging from the ceiling, a la Cirque du Soleil. It was really exciting on the silks, and I was kind of like not totally sure that everything was going to work out. But we did. It was not like we were unsafe about it, but we kind of had to get creative with where we put these hanging silks for everybody to be safe. But it worked out beautifully. People loved it. It was a perfect holiday opener. In the fall, I love all of our local shows. We have these great productions with our local community theater group. We had the high school holiday musical, and we do an annual women's concert, which again was a huge hit this year. I would say one of my favorites was I was tasked with lighting and doing projection design for 7 women on stationary bikes to make like a show out of it with them. And it turned out to be one of the coolest performances we've ever had on the stage. They did a full choreographed routine on stationary bikes like it was a cycling class. But then I put all these like explosive projections and crazy lighting. And I just thought, we can turn anything into a show here at the Warren Miller Performing Arts Center.
That's awesome.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Just, you were saying before we started, you're done with 1 decade. You got 1 decade in the books.
1 decade in the books.
And now
we did 10 years, 300 productions. We learned a lot in our first decade, and we're really looking forward to decade number 2. I think our fall and our winter season continue to ramp up year after year, and we're really looking forward to see some exciting new opportunities with summer, which we just started to kind of explore this last summer. We've been doing a little more stuff on location, which we started to do during the pandemic, and I'm really excited to see where we can take that in the future. Nothing to announce right now, but that's kind of what we're thinking about.
All right. Well, how about some upcoming shows that you are allowed to talk about? What should folks excitedly be buying tickets for right now?
Well, everybody should know that next Saturday we have one of the biggest stars we've ever brought to Big Sky. We have Mike Birbiglia coming to do 2 shows. I've been trying to get Mike Birbiglia here for I think 5 or 6 years. It's been very difficult to get on his radar. Luckily, we got him into a contract before his Netflix special hit #1 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because he is crushing it right now.
Crushing it. Awesome. I can't believe that we get him here. I would say I'm promoting the show, but we already have a wait list like 100 people long. So if you missed your chance to see that, then get on it next time, because we would like to be bringing more and more big personalities like Mike. They're the let's say the artsy shows that I really live for. Coming up after Mike Birbiglia, we have a wonderful artist named Monica Bill Barnes, and she's got a new show called Many Happy Returns, and it's our most interactive, most immersive show of the season. So we'll have people up on stage. The audience will be up on stage. We can have up to 50 people per night, and it's an hour-long show. And it's kind of an abstracted NPR type podcast where there's somebody narrating the thoughts of a character out loud, kind of radio voice, a la you guys. And then there is a group of dancers that is dancing out all of those thoughts. And it's very NPR-ish. It's not actually this kind of like high art dancing. But it's one of the coolest, most interesting interactive pieces I've seen. It's been running in Brooklyn all year, extension after extension. And then the first place they're coming after New York is us.
Naturally.
Right? Well, I was inspired by Monica Bill Barnes because she came in 2019 with Ira Glass when we brought Ira Glass from This American Life. And Ira did something similar where he would tell a story and then Monica and her partners would dance out that story. And it was really engaging and fascinating. And then they've basically taken
what we
this.
do at night when we're brushing your teeth.
Yeah, if you get a couple of glasses of wine and Michelle, she'll do a little interpretive dance for you.
Are you serious? A couple of glasses of wine. I do that sober. Like, I am queen of interpretive dances when you least expect them.
So then we expect you guys to be definitely at the show. That's running.
So.
That's running the 17th to the 20th.
To us.
And so we're doing six performances of that all week. which
Oh wow,
is gonna be
that
great.
sounds great.
Dancing, talking, and beach balls. I think that's been our big mantra for that one.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's like a fish show.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jay-Z?
Let's see. So two great music acts that are coming. One is the Danish String Quartets, 4 guys who grew up together in Denmark. They turn out to be one of the most sought after string quartets on the whole planet. They usually go play like Carnegie Hall and then off to Tokyo, and it's really tricky to get them to come out to places like rural Montana. But that one's been in the works for 3 or 4 years. An awesome group, classical group. They're going to play some folky Scandinavian tunes. I would say, when you have a great string quartet, even if you're not a classical person, these guys are very nice, bearded gentlemen who have been with each other their whole lives. And then, it turns out when they play the cello and the violin and the viola, something really, it's kind of like you go into like the middle of the woods, like cross country skiing as opposed to like downhill, and you're out, and it's like, when it gets like really quiet with snow in the middle of the woods, you just feel kind of,
you're inside a snow globe.
Yeah, you kind of like feel at one. I feel like that's the feeling that these guys can give you inside the theater. Like circus is kind of like, exciting, and this is a little more like rooting into the soil. So
Nice.
That's the Danish String Quartet, February 10th.
And I feel like half the people in Big Sky are from Minnesota, and they better all show up for the Scandinavians. Come on.
I know, right?
You folks turn out.
Shout out to the Scandinavians. Yeah, especially the Jorgensens. Jorgensens, I hope you hear this.
Oh, man.
I'll set some
You're calling them out specifically.
I like it. I like it.
They're proud Scandinavians.
Are we supposed to do that, though? That seems...
I don't know.
It may get in trouble now.
Leslie's one of my best friends.
Slap
She'll
with
love
a lawsuit.
Yep,
She'll
it's happening. This is real libel.
So are you guys still selling season tickets, or are you doing pick threes?
Well, the season tickets, those just stopped because we started our winter season on Wednesday, but we do have the pick threes, which are great. So, grab a couple that look really exciting, and then, take a risk on one, something that you haven't seen before. We have the Moth main stage coming back. I think there's only a few tickets left for that. It looks like it's about to sell out this week.
Okay.
We have an urban circus coming called 360 All Stars, which is crazy. I can't believe we can actually fit it on our stage. This is like BMX bikers and drummers and DJs and basketball dribblers, the whole.
What's going on out there, you guys?
This is
you're doing beach balls and dancing, and now like people hanging from the ceiling.
That's it. That's you've captured the Warren Miller Performing Arts Center. Spectacle, adventure. It's always something different. A BMX biker and then a bearded Danish man playing the violin. That's
I like it.
That's the
put them all together.
Bring it all together. Yeah. I'm just gonna go across the stage doing some forward rolls.
How do you have enough real estate on that stage?
It's interesting. We have long conversations with these groups, and whenever I started, I go, listen, we're small.
It's tight.
Yeah.
But it's really fun if we can make it work. And, generally people are up for the challenge. As it turns out, the WMPAC, it's only 280 seats. It's a very intimate space. There's not a bad seat in the house, but the stage actually proportionate to the seating is pretty big. It's the size of a standard large stage. It's really just the height concern that sometimes happens. Like I've tried to get, I remember trying to get this big air show where they have a giant fan at the bottom, and then like people jump into it like that. The skydiving, the indoor skydiving thing.
Yeah, like the
my God
fan.
Yeah,
that sounds so dangerous.
There's a group that does a show like that where they use all these fans and then they kind of choreograph these things that go up into a vortex. Turns out
somebody thought of that.
Turns out you need 50 feet minimum height, so I wasn't able to get that one.
Plus, it's murder on your power bill.
Yeah. But we can get BMX bikers. I don't know how big the jump's going to be.
Let's DIY it. See what happens.
Yeah, sure.
You might find me in the rafters, but it'll be a good time. Be a great night.
Are you still going to be doing virtual ticket or virtual people can live stream these?
We do virtual streaming for the local shows. That's turned out to be one of the things that have stayed around since the pandemic. We got pretty good at doing that. Yeah. I think for the winter season, we're going to let that go. Every now and then we might have a streaming option. but I think people are ready to be back together again. I think
Yeah.
I think this,
Come on, show up.
yeah, and that's great. I'm really feeling like the real return has finally happened, kind of 4 years
Good.
in. And so we're
About time.
I know,
And if
right?
you stream it, you don't get to see the beautiful new facade.
That's
on the
right. That's
outside.
right. You got to show up. Plus, I know some people have gotten used to like, I'll just watch it online. Like if they can't, it's like getting a little bit easier to kind of get out of showing up, which is nice. But then
My favorite.
I've kind of been texting back. I'm like, ooh, sorry, we're not streaming tonight. And then they might be like, okay, we're coming. Because that's kind of why that's why we built the place, right? I mean, the performing arts are meant to be experienced live and in person and together.
It's a beautiful facility.
They are.
So yeah, you might as well go and sit in those comfy seats.
And you're right.
Check
Shared
out the
art
show.
is much better than watching it on your television at home.
Pajamas. Other than buying tickets, what can people do, in terms of the community support for WMPAC?
Oh man, I think getting involved would be so great. Like our local productions are really becoming their own ecosystems, which is so exciting. Like we had for community theater this year, we had over 30 people sign up. It almost got too big, but it was like still a party and still really fun. And so what I'm really hoping is that these groups can start doing more projects throughout the year. And I think if folks are feeling like they want to try something new and get on stage with some friends in a really safe and exciting way, then we would love to be doing more and more local shows and getting people on stage. There's nothing quite like it. I think all of us know the excitement of being on stage.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
It definitely
It's
made
like
my Big Sky experience so much more fun.
healthy fear, a healthy terror.
I think so.
Joe gets the thing where he gets nervous before going on stage. I think I'm missing a chip. I think I'm missing.
Everyone should.
I think I'm missing the stage fright. I don't get nervous, and I haven't. And so when people talk to me about that, I'm like, I think I'm missing something.
Maybe. I still am terrified. I get super nervous.
Right?
But then it's like, but then the second you're like there and you're on the microphone, then it's okay. But it's like the right before, there's always this, we have to go.
If I don't know my lines, sure, that'll make me nervous.
Have you guys had nightmares about that? That is a recurring nightmare for me. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the thing that makes me nervous is I've had so many, because I was a theater major, I've had so many dreams that I was just walking on stage and I was like, I don't even know what show this is. I don't.
And then you just like, you have to keep going. I had one the other night where it was one of the shows we were working. I think it was the High School Musical. I had some horrible nightmare about it where everything was falling apart. It was a catastrophe. And then I was trying to fix things, and I actually ran up on stage with my back turned, and I was like picking up set pieces and like finding scripts and trying to do things, and then people were literally walking out as I was trying to fix it, and I just watched everyone walk out, and then eventually I was staring at an empty theater and just going, we lost, we failed.
I ruined everything. I ruined it all. Yeah, I mean that is definitely.
If that's not an advertisement for people to buy tickets to the shows, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
Look at what we're doing to this man. We're giving him anxiety.
That's right. That's right.
Might as well support him.
When you buy a ticket, my anxiety is calm.
Yes.
So thank you.
Support Jay-Z's mental health.
Yeah, perfect.
Your donation.
But that brings us to the serious topic of this participation and thinking about the arts and mental health. I mean, I just want to flip that with you guys. I know it's really important and near and dear to your hearts, but I mean, joking aside, although I don't know if we can ever put it aside, I mean, there really is something about, like what we're saying, being in a place with others, and then also being on a stage with others. I mean, I don't really have all of the health data, but man, I just know it in my body that it's got to be good for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great for confidence.
They say people who sing show
bonding.
tunes live longer.
Is that? I've never heard that before. What?
Yeah. That's why I listen to them every day on the way to work.
Really? What show tunes? What are you usually listening to? What's the go-to?
Well, a lot of times Wallace rides with me. So of course he likes Hamilton, but he actually likes the soundtrack to Rent. I haven't shown him Rent. I haven't shown him Rent because like the show itself is not this uplifting, but like a lot of the songs
tough conversations
are so fun.
after that.
Like I wanna go out tonight.
Plus, it makes you really good
Anyway.
at math because then you finally learn how many minutes there are in a year.
He loves that song. He loves that song. Yeah, Hamilton, Rent, really likes Wicked.
Wicked was big for
yeah.
me. Like I don't personally feel green, but the whole fact that gosh, Elphaba with just being cast out for being green. I mean, I remember that really hitting me.
Yeah.
And being like, man, musical theater, it's nerdy and awesome.
It's
I'm
awesome.
here for it.
Yeah. And if Defying Gravity doesn't like put you in a good mood,
that's
forget
great.
it.
That's a good one. When I'm falling asleep as I'm driving, I go to show tunes, and Wicked, Book of Mormon, Les Mis. Those are probably my top 3.
That was a really interesting image to imagine you like falling asleep driving through the canyon and then popping up there, Jean Valjean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does it for me.
Yeah.
I will say, when I was going through chemo, I listened to One Day More a lot. Yeah. I was like, I got this, one day more. And then I got through it.
It's hard not to be lifted up.
Jean Valjean.
We should let Jay-Z get back to
yes,
all of
Jay-Z.
his
Thank you for your
planning.
time. But we all know we're going to listen to show tunes after this.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting ready. I can't
You're not. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, thanks so much for the time and thanks for everything you're doing. I miss you. Let's do something again soon.
Yeah, no, we need to
Sounds
make
good.
it up there. And then, yeah, thank you for your time. And if you want to stay on for just another second afterwards, did we tell him that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't
It's
know.
written on the back of my hand.
Oh, is it really?
No, but it's there metaphorically.
Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
We'll leave it there. Thanks, Jay-Z.